Hey there guys, welcome to my channel, Wasting Time. Today I'm going to be doing my second review of Gotham High. And this is my second review because in my first review, and I'll leave a card up there for that, I gave this book two considerations. The first, that this is an Elseworlds comic book, and that De La Cruz was free to change these canon characters any which way she liked. And the second, that it is for young adults, meaning I took it to be as people 12 to 15. And if you enjoy the CW channel and its teen soap operas and Flash and all those type shows, this book is probably for you, and you're going to get a lot more enjoyment out of it than someone my age. However, in this review, I'm taking those considerations out, and I'm going to be a lot more critical. But I'll give a brief description. Melissa De La Cruz is the author, Thomas Patilli illustrator. It's about Bruce Wayne, who gets kicked out of private school and has to go to Gotham Public School, where he meets some future Rogues Gallery members and future teammates. The main plot is there are a string of kidnappings, and Bruce goes on to try to solve it. Who's behind it and why. That is the basic plot. I'm trying to go as fast as I can because I've made this review like 3 times, and each time it just, the first time is 30 minutes, and I'm trying to get it under 10. So I'm going to leave a lot out and go as fast as I can. So it's not my full critique of this. I'm just hitting some highlights. The first highlight is the choice to change characters, ethnicities, backgrounds, orientations. I don't mind it for the most part, but it needs to have some type of payoff in order to justify it. Other than that, if they don't, it's just change for change's sake, and to me that's bad. Why change something that always works and works well? For instance, Selena Kyle is Latina. Doesn't change the character. Bruce Wayne is Asian, doesn't change the character. Just physical changes, and again, that's just needlessly changed. They do change Dick Grayson to he's in the same Ivy League prep school as Bruce, to a rich black kid. To me, that ultimately destroys the character because he grew up as in the circus, nomadic type lifestyle, and he had that big surrogate family that the circus provided him. Being another rich kid that his parents are killed, I assume his parents are eventually killed. If you're going by the Batman mythos, you've got just another Bruce Wayne. It's kind of boring. Then some characters are just that character in name alone, like the Gordons. The Gordons are in this, and they don't have anything in common with the canon characters except the name. Same thing with Alfred. Alfred is Alfred Pennyworth, except he's that in name alone. He's more like Lucius Fox than anything. Instead of his surrogate father, like in canon, he's Bruce's gay uncle who took care of the Wayne fortune after the parents' death, and he made them from multimillionaires to billionaires. And that's where I kind of want to jump to about as far as another character thing. Bruce and Alfred have no relationship in this book, other than I would assume they might have met each other previously for like important events like Christmas, maybe birthdays, maybe not even then, because Alfred lives in Hong Kong, and Bruce has always lived in Gotham City here in the United States. And as soon as Bruce's parents died, that was his sister, Alfred's sister. He shipped Bruce off to boarding school. So they've never really, been close. But when Bruce goes to public school, Alfred moves to the United States to raise him. And when I say raise him, he doesn't really do anything because it was a little weird, and you got to look at it from Alfred's perspective. You've moved to a country to raise this child that you don't really know. You know, you know of him, of course, and you're aware, but you've never really had much dealings with him, other than a phone call or birthday or things like that. And Bruce Wayne, in the meantime, he's skipping school. He stays out nights at a time. He does a litany of crimes that you're aware of, and has some antisocial behavior to the extreme. Now, this isn't nothing out of the ordinary for Bruce Wayne the adult, but, you know, Bruce Wayne the adult and surrogate father Alfred from Canon Comics, they've got a relationship. They're well aware, you know, that's built over trust over years, you know. This isn't. Any normal guardian would look at Bruce Wayne and goes, I need to get this kid in military school to get these tendencies beat out of him, or I need to send this kid to therapy to get this tendencies talked out of him. But Alfred does neither of those things. He just encourages that type of behavior and goes, oh, you'll become some type of vigilante. Wink, wink. And that brings me to my next gripe, the winks at the audience. Now, dealing with any kind of prequels, stuff, whether it be Star Wars, Smallville, any of it, you'll get winks to the character's future. And it can be done really well, and that's really subtle. But in this, De La Cruz has the subtlety of a jackhammer, like Gotham High School, home of the bats, and there's Batman's emblem, crudely drawn, but it's still Batman's emblem. And in science class or biology, they dissect bats. To me, De La Cruz either has an obsession with bats, or that's all she knows about the character. Because I've read a lot of Batman comic books, and Gotham City is not like an infested city with bats. It's not like overrun with bats. If you walk out the door, a bat slaps you in the face and steals your wallet. But here in this Gotham High, that's what she would make you think with all of it. And all this, it's all like that. Like, Selena Kyle, someone goes, wow, just give her space. She's like a cat. The Joker, or Jack, he runs with a gang, and they call the gang pranksters. What up, pranksters? It's just so on the nose. And this, what up, pranksters, brings me to another gripe. How these are all teenagers, and De La Cruz, I'd assume, is a middle-aged woman writing teenagers speaking. And it's like that Steve Buscemi meme where he's got the skateboard thrown over his shoulder. He's like, hey, what up, fellow teenagers? That's how her writing is. I wish she would have either wrote it straight and just, you know, assume kids speak like adults, or go sit somewhere and listen to teenagers speak to teenagers. Because either which way would have been better than some of this dialogue. It's horrifically written. And my final gripe, and again, I'm really cherry picking as quickly as I can, are the virtue signaling in this. They're talking about, he's remembering about the murder of the Waynes, his parents, Thomas and Martha, and the murder happened as a home invasion instead of an alley, and Bruce Wayne hid under his bed and didn't see the murder, and it actually, they didn't even die there, they died in the hospital. And in the middle of it, they point to the fact that the mother was the one with the money, not the father. And the virtue signaling is like, hey, the woman was the one with all the power. It's just so jarring. You're talking about a murder, and in the middle of it, you stop to take time to point out where the money came from. it's just I don't care who the money came from. I don't think no one reading this cares. And if anyone did, there were better ways to point that out than instead of interrupting the murder. But what's funny is it's the murder's happening. Then Bruce goes to the hospital, and his dad's on life support, and I assume dies. Then this scene right here. I don't know if a lot of people catch this scene. I'm going to watch a few more reviews, but this scene is hilarious, or this panel. I assume it's Wayne Manor, but it's got the initials AP, and the gate is shut. You know, it's just a slam, and the leaves, you know, fall. AP for Alfred Pennyworth. So Alfred Pennyworth, while his sister and brother-in-law are on life support, getting ready to die, he pulls that plug, takes off the Wayne Manor letters, and slaps on his own, and throws Bruce out, and slams the gate shut. I mean, that is the biggest dick move of all dick moves to do, you know. Poor little Bruce, like 6 years old, having that AP gate shut in front of him. That just, I mean, why draw that? That's so stupid. That's gonna be my last gripe on this book. I mean, I have a ton more, but I want to end it there to keep this video somewhat short. All in all, if they would have made this book, like, had him John Smith, him Todd Jones, and Lacey Burrows, which he could have easily done and said Portland High, because take away the Batman aspect, this would have been a fine young adult trade paperback, and I would have changed the grade. But being that this is Batman and it should have things to do with him and his character and background, it's written by someone that has no idea about the mythos of Batman. So, all in all, I would give this a D-, being generous. Because, again, the storyline ain't horrible, and, you know, if it's written for kids. So, D-. But be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the first review. I'll leave a card for it. And thanks for watching, guys.